In this video, I'm going over the 5 most important news events, especially for Forex traders, so that when you pull up your Forex Factory news calendar or you look at any other news calendar, you know exactly what to look for, but you also understand what those news events mean. And I want to start with arguably the most important one, and those are interest rates, because interest rates announcement often have the biggest impact on Forex pairs and also the longest lasting impacts. So what does it mean when we talk about interest rates? And interest rates are the cost of borrowing money. So when you go to a bank and you want to take out a credit, then you have to pay the interest rate on top of the loan that you get. Or a company goes to a bank and they want to take out a credit to invest in their company and fund future projects. They also have to pay the interest rate. On the other side, if you have cash available, you can put it into a savings account, and then the bank pays you the interest rates for putting the money into the bank. Why does it matter, and how are interest rates impacting businesses and consumers? The higher the interest rate, the more it costs companies to take out loans, and therefore fewer investments will be made when interest rates are high. And consumers are also more likely to put money into the bank when interest rates are high instead of spending it, because putting money into the bank when the interest rate is high makes more sense, because then you get back more and your money can grow. So typically higher interest rates are seen bearish for the economy because companies don't invest as much and consumers don't spend as much. On the other side, when interest rates are low, it is cheaper to get loans for companies. And then companies are more likely to invest in their future growth. And consumers don't save as much, they don't put as much money into the bank because they don't get as much return. And they are more likely to spend the money, which is then good for businesses. So lower interest rates are generally considered bullish for the economy because companies invest into their future. Then it means that potentially in the future they can increase their earnings, hire more employees, the employees will make more money and then spend that money on the economy. Here I have taken a screenshot from the latest interest rate announcement, and I will show you in a moment how to set this up in TradingView. And what you can see on the announcement, the price really shot up. And when you look at the interest rate announcement, you can see that although the actual number that was released from the interest rate 5.25 is actually in line with the forecast and also with the previous number. So there was no change, there was also no surprise in the number released, but still we saw an initial impulse. And this is what makes trading fundamental data so hard and also so difficult for many traders, because it is not about the number that is being released, but it's about everything else that is going on in the economy. So you cannot look exclusively at interest rates and then say, okay, if interest rates go up, I'm going to do this, or if interest rates go down, the market will do that. It is like a complex puzzle, and there are so many moving parts when you look at economies and the monetary policy. So when we now on TradingView, it's very easy to activate those news events on your charts. And what we do is we just right click on the chart, then we go to setting, and then here under events, you only have to tick economic events on charts. You confirm that, and then you can see you are seeing this on your TradingView chart now. And when you hover over and click on it, you can see here's the interest rate decision, and you will also see the other news events on that day. And then you can see this is true. When you go forward, you will now be able to see the news events when they have been released one. And this is how you can then activate them in TradingView. The next news event I want to talk about is CPI, Consumer Price Index, and this is a proxy for inflation. So whenever you see talks about inflation, people are generally referring to the CPI data. What does it mean when we talk about inflation? Inflation refers to the rate at which the general level of prices for foods and services is increasing, and therefore the purchasing power is falling. In basic terms, this means when you go to a supermarket, and in current times, I'm recording this in mid-2023, you will typically have seen that over the last few months, prices in supermarkets for raw materials, for housing costs, have been steadily increasing, and this is what we were referring to with higher inflation number. Why does it matter? Normal inflation is considered around the 2% mark. So central banks, especially the Fed, has an inflation target at 2% per year. However, when inflation is above 2%, which is currently the case, people can struggle to afford the things that they need. This makes sense when you go to the supermarket and everything is getting more expensive, but your wages and your income is not increasing with the same rate, then you might struggle to afford things that are getting more expensive. And for companies, the input costs might get too expensive when inflation is high, and then they will try to pass on those higher input costs to the consumers, which means the prices are increasing, and this is triggering even more inflation. For companies, input costs typically are raw materials, especially oil. And then to bring down inflation, central banks typically will raise the interest rates, and that have an effect of slowing down the economy, and it also reduces the demand. And this can be bearish long-term for the markets, as we have just seen. Here's an example of the latest inflation event, and you can see the actual number that was released is 4% per year. The forecast was 4.1 and the previous inflation number was 4.9. So you can see the actual number was lower than the forecast and also lower than the previous one. You can see 4% is still well above the 2% target that the central bank is aiming at. And this could mean, as I've shown you here, central banks are going to raise interest rates going forward to slow down the economy, to bring down inflation even further. And you can see the inflation rate had a big impact here on the price movements. Although the impact was short-term, nevertheless there was a significant move. And you can also see what is really important to understand is that prior to a news event, especially an important news event like inflation here or the interest rate announcement, you will often see that prior to such a news event, the market is often very calm, very quiet, going sideways, and you typically don't have any very major trending moves. And you will be able to see this phenomena across the board. Next is GDP, which stands for Gross Domestic Product. What does it mean? The GDP is the total value of all the goods and the services that a country produces over a specific period of time. And in simple terms, it means it measures the size and the health of the economy. Why does it matter? A positive GDP indicates a healthy economy where companies are producing more or they're investing more. And consumers are purchasing more, which means that corporate earnings are increasing. A positive GDP then leads to higher stock prices, more jobs, higher incomes for consumers, and this overall stimulates the economy even further. However, when the GDP is growing too fast, there might be a risk for inflation, and the central banks are more likely to step in and raise the interest rate to slow down the economy when the GDP growth is getting too fast. So you can see too much of a good thing is not always good when it comes to fundamental data. Next, we're going to talk about employment data, also a very, very big market mover. What does it mean? And when you look at the Forex Factory news calendar or most other news calendars, you will see that there are three main components for employment data. It's first of all the unemployment claims, it's also the unemployment rate and the hourly wages. And the NFP is an important employment report for the US. It's released once a month at the first Friday of every month. Why does it matter? It's very straightforward. More employed workers show a healthy economy, and this can then lead to more spending because more workers means that more people have a higher income, and therefore more spending also will lead to higher corporate earnings and therefore higher stock prices. So it's overall bullish for an economy when more people are finding work. And it's also important to pay attention to the hourly wages, because higher hourly wages can lead to more retail sales and an increased corporate earnings. However, when you see that the hourly wages are not rising as fast as, for example, inflation, this could also be bearish for the market because inflation is rising too fast and consumers might lose purchasing power. Now let's take a look at retail sales. What does it mean? And retail sales refer to demand of the consumers for finished goods. So those can be durable and non-durable. When you go to the supermarket or when you go to Home Depot and you buy things, this all falls under retail sales. Why does it matter? Retail sales are a report and provide information about the health of the economy. More spending leads to higher corporate earnings, and therefore it's also good for the stock price. High retail sales can also confirm a strong labor market where employee wages allow for spending. However, when you are in a high inflation environment, this can lead to lower spending, or consumers will prioritize purchases on necessities only and then delay other purchases which are not as important right now. Higher interest rates, on the other hand, can also lead to lower spending because when the interest rates are high, people are not as likely to spend their money but put it into their savings, into their bank account, where it can grow with an increased rate because of the higher interest that they are now receiving. And then, as you can see, when interest rates are high, the companies are not going to earn as much when the consumers don't spend as much, and this is then also bearish for the economy overall. And finally, housing data. What does it mean? Housing data refers to statistics on how many new and existing houses were sold and also building permits for new houses were granted. Why does it matter? Housing data gives us an idea about the health of the housing market and the economy as a whole. If all of the measures, so existing and new home sales and also building permits, are high or increasing, it typically means that the economy is doing well. When consumers lose the confidence or when there's a recession, consumers will not buy as many houses, and also new projects will not be started as much when the economy is not doing as well. And housing data is also important because when new houses and new constructions are being started, it means that those companies now have higher earnings, they have higher profits, they have to buy the raw materials, they have to employ more workers. Those workers then have new jobs, which earns them a higher income, the income they can spend in the economy, and this is then a cycle that is reinforcing the positive impacts.